What's up guys, Sam Adams here, and today we're going to be talking about drugs. Yeah, we're talking about drugs and esports, which is kind of something that's been in the news lately, and I thought that it would be pretty interesting to talk about, and I also feel pretty strongly on it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So to start off, let me tell you a little bit about Synfus and the Electronic Sports League. So Synfus, first off, is the coach and a player for a competitive Counter-Strike Global Offensive team known as CLR Red. They also play Hearthstone, they also play World of Warcraft, in which you can raid competitively. They do a whole lot of different stuff, and that's all well and good because esports is an exploding, expanding industry and something that's very exciting for the majority of the gaming industry. Of course, the Electronic Sports League is pretty much the NHL or NFL of electronic sports, which is pretty much Call of Duty, Hearthstone, Dota, League of Legends, World of Warcraft, any of these kind of games. They all have tournaments, and ESL is one of the ways that people can compete. There's also MLG, which is a very popular and well-known one that is more into Call of Duty and Battlefield, that kind of mainstream stuff. But that's all beside the point. In a recent interview, Synfus was talking about a recent ESL tournament and the communications between the teammates within that tournament, and they were very confusing. It was very hard to keep up with. Everyone seemed very jittery or very, very low key, and it was all very kind of interesting. It was just kind of suspicious. And so he just came out and said that they were all on Adderall at the time of that tournament, which kind of took me aback. I wasn't exactly expecting him to admit that everyone was on Adderall, yet he did, and this is a major problem to me and a lot of other people because it's definitely gaining speed in the world of gaming journalism. So, if you don't know what Adderall is, it's pretty much prescribed for people with ADHD, as well as a couple of other things like obesity. It's very vague as to what you can prescribe this medication for, and it pretty much just enhances the neurotransmitters in your brain so that you just kind of mellow out and you think and you concentrate very intently, and it's pretty good for students, although it is illegal. Let me go ahead and say that Adderall is illegal. Don't buy it from some dude on the corner, or if you don't have a prescription for it, don't try to get one because it is illegal to have. But I know it's banned on my campus in college, but Adderall is really good for students who are trying to study for exams because they can stay up for days at a time and they can concentrate extremely intently. It's great for gamers because they can just continuously raid and continuously do stuff in the game that they normally wouldn't be able to do with the normal human stamina. I pretty much like to think about it as that feeling you get when you drink a Red Bull. If you've never had an energy drink or you've never had any kind of energy supplement, pretty much you just get really focused for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then that just kind of diminishes over the course of the next few hours or so until you have another drink of something or another coffee or something like that. Cheers, mates. But yeah, you just kind of keep that caffeine flowing and then you just kind of focus more. And so Adderall, I imagine, is kind of like a really, really intense version of that. And for a lot of people, that's not really a big deal. Obviously, the ESL doesn't really regulate how you use drugs in its league, but I definitely think they should because, quite frankly, esports is exploding, and it actually was recently featured on the ESPN, the Electronic Sports Network, or something like that. Entertainment Sports Network, that's it. And it was featured on there, MLG, I believe, and it didn't get much respect. It was just kind of put down upon by a lot of the other news anchors. But the fact of the matter is, esports is an exploding industry, and so therefore a lot of kids who are into gaming are going to be paying attention to this kind of thing. I know that some of the most popular Twitch streams are those of ESL tournaments or MLG tournaments or any kind of tournament that has to do with League of Legends, Dota, World of Warcraft, or even CSGO is a very popular one, and that's what these guys were playing in a tournament while they were on Adderall. So if you get young kids that are into this kind of thing and have a passion for gaming, watching these guys admit that they're on Adderall and see how great they're playing, these kids are going to want to try Adderall too, and then you're just going to have a whole generation of gamers that thinks using these drugs to enhance your skills is okay, when in the beginning ESL and MLG are there for the players to show off their skills, not what drugs can do to your brain. Not to mention, like I said, esports is still very, very low in the respect category when it comes to the general public, and not a lot of people have a lot of respect for esports, and in order for it to gain steam and gain traction and gain respect from the community, it's going to have to regulate this kind of thing, because right now it is a joke. There are a whole bunch of nerds using drugs to be really good at video games, and that's not the kind of reputation that the gaming community needs, and that's not the kind of reputation that the esports community needs to really make a difference and start to grow in the world. Honestly, what I really hope comes from this is that the esports world really takes notice and makes some changes within the tournaments. If they can ban Adderall, if they can ban any kind of amphetamine drug that can enhance how your brain works, then that is one step forward to more respect for esports and more fairness, I guess, in the game. Because if you are just using drugs to enhance your skills, then obviously the players that are playing fairly are going to be outnumbered and outgunned, and they're not going to be able to perform as well because you are like on steroids like the drug from Limitless. It is not going to work, and if esports wants to flourish, that is one change that is going to have to take place. So there you guys have it. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, drop me a like down below and comment what you think about this issue. Do you think that the drug should be regulated in esports? Do you think that this is a big deal? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, don't forget to head over and check out some of my other content. I upload new stuff like 4 or 5 days a week, so there's always something new on the channel when you drop by to watch some videos. And if you've enjoyed this video, be sure to share and get the word out there about the use of drugs in the esports world, because it definitely is a word that needs to be shared. And as always, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for watching this particular video. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.